Lauren's laughing at me
I
because I don't know how to do anything. I'm very tired in my defense. I'm very tired.
Stuff says waiting, but it could be.
Refresh it.
I think that's a me thing.
For once, it's not a me thing.
There's still time.
I'm going to take this opportunity to have some more Gatorade since that's what I'm having for dinner.
I'm having bubbly water that I don't like.
Lauren doesn't like bubbly water.
It's angry. It's very angry. There you go.
That I don't like.
Ah, all right.
Me and my dramaticness.
Okay. I can see the comments in here, right?
Well, I have it up.
You have it up? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
I already fixed it.
You did? Look at
I'm
you.
professional.
Profesh.
Only on this end, though. Don't ask me to do anything on that side of it.
Oh, StreamYard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I barely know how to do any of it.
I got this part.
But I'm here, because that's the fearlessness and idiocy of ADHD.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go there anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. So, we're coming to you tonight from an Airbnb. It is a 4-bedroom house in Dallas. It's a nice house, I have to say. It's a nice place.
Hi, Heather.
It should be, because I paid a lot of money for it. Hi, Heather. Ha! Yay! I thought maybe no one would be here. But you're a West Coast girly, so at least you are now. I think you're actually from the other coast, but... So, we're at an Airbnb. So let me explain what happened today. Don't get down, Apollo. He's very curious about this place. So, I'm sitting in my bedroom today. We both were. We're sitting there, and I can smell, like, that. First I thought maybe it was paint. Like they had painted an adjoining apartment. But, come here. No. He's mischief tonight. But then I started to realize that it wasn't paint. It was a much more insidious smell of the resurfacing of, like, a bathtub or a shower. Now, that's a terrible smell. I've lived in many an apartment, okay, and a couple of houses. I know that smell very well. It's annoying. I don't love it, but it's not the end of the world, right? It dissipates. If you want, you can open your windows, whatever. Well, this particular apartment, for whatever reason, because maybe it's directly underneath us and it's very hot that day, I don't know. Maybe the ventilation system is fucked, so that because I had my AC going, it was just coming in. I don't know. Because even after we turned the AC off, it was still coming in. It was like they did it in my apartment.
It was bad.
And typically, if you guys don't know, when they resurface a shower or a tub, those are very volatile chemicals, and they can kill you. Like, it's not a joke. And so they'll tell you to stay out of the area for 24 hours. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, well, it's just going to be annoying, you know. I'll open some windows, but it'll be okay. But I have to be on top of things because of the dogs, right? Because they're much tinier than I am, right? They're not a human. They're at max 27 pounds, right? So I got a good over 100 pounds on them. They can't deal with the same level of whatever that we can, right? So I have to kind of keep an eye on that. So I'm sitting there. Lauren fell asleep. She was taking a nap. She had Athena on her chest, just napping. And I was watching some, probably true crime, Heather. It was probably something like that. And all of a sudden I get this like wicked headache. You know, it started coming on. And I don't really get headaches. I get migraines very occasionally. Weird type of migraines. I don't get headaches, just like a regular headache. So I'm getting this wicked headache and I'm starting to feel dizzy. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I wake Lauren up. And she had a headache when she woke up.
So I had one when I went to sleep.
We're looking at it online, and it says that if you smell those chemicals, regardless of whether it's an adjoining apartment or whatever, in your own apartment, if you smell those chemicals and you start to feel dizzy, get a headache, feel sick, etc., you need to vacate the premises immediately. I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, I talked to the management. I said, look, I don't think that's ventilated properly. I have got my dogs out and myself out. We spent several hours in my air conditioned vehicle trying to get an Airbnb set up for the night, trying to figure out exactly what we were doing, if the smell was going to maybe dissipate enough to where we could stay there. The problem is, we're on the second floor. So I can't just leave windows open when a dog could decide to pop out the screen and fall to their death. Like, that's not going to happen, right? I don't have a way to secure the place and leave the windows open. Plus, it's already hot here. I don't know if you guys know, but Texas is technically in the 7th level of hell. So it's already 80, 90. It's going to be 100 on Wednesday. Summer's already here, okay? It's already here. So I really don't want to sleep with no air conditioning on, with the windows open, even if I didn't have the animals, right? So I'm like, we're waiting and seeing if it, dissipates. They opened up the apartment below us even more, which I don't know why I had to tell them that, but the amount of babysitting that these people require is fucking unheard of. Like, that's not my job, bro. That's yours. So anyway, they did open it up more. They had, I think, one window open. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. No wonder it's fucking coming up here, assholes. So anyways, they opened it up more. We waited a couple more hours because I wasn't really keen to spend several $100s on an Airbnb, because not like we can just get, yeah, it's hot. It's not like we can just get, a hotel room for the night. We have 3 dogs, 3 adults. Like, we need some room, you know what I mean? So, anyway, long story short, we decided, we're going to go ahead and get the Airbnb. And then it was a big mess talking to them about another issue that we were having, which I'm not even going to get into because I'm tired and I've spent a couple hours arguing, and yeah. But we are here now. I don't have dinner. I told Andy to just order a pizza. If you guys don't know, I have celiac disease, so I can't just eat anywhere. Typically, it's home cooked stuff, which also means I can't eat off the plates and the silverware of the Airbnb. So I'm having Gatorade for dinner, but it's okay because the dogs are safe, they're relaxed, they're happy, and we won't wake up with, one less dog than we have, or one less person, because we're in a safe location with air that's safe to breathe. So it's been fun.
Counting the blessings, though.
No, I'm very happy.
I decided in the car today.
What?
I'd rather live in an unfurnished house than a furnished apartment because I was mad.
What?
I was like...
Oh, because of having to deal with that?
Yeah. Because in case you guys don't know, Lexi, very, very greatly decorative. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I want to live in a house because I don't want to deal with anyone else's... Like, it's not even this was my fault. This wasn't my fault.
Right.
This wasn't anyone in my house's fault. Like, this whole chemical thing that they apparently don't know about.
Well, and the woman from the management office was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to stay there either, but I can't help you right now. I'm like, okay, well, I'll be talking to someone tomorrow about this when people who can do, I don't know, anything are there. But, of course, this has to happen. Like, they must have done the resurfacing at, 2 in the afternoon, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So this is, 5 when everybody's trying to go home. And I'm like, you guys, I'm, feeling sick. And I've been in apartments, a lot of them, okay? I'm not going to, necessarily throw out my age, but I've been in apartments since I was 16. And I've been an adult for a minute, okay? So you do the math,
Somehow.
I'm 40 plus, okay? Just put it that way. And I've been living in apartments for some time, and I've smelled that smell a million times. Never have I felt sick from it. Like I said, it's annoying. I don't love it, but I can't afford to take a chance with my dogs, with my babies, so.
It was particularly strong, though.
It was really bad.
I felt like they were, like you said, resurfacing our tub.
And I left, so we left, and I left we have a giant sliding glass door that goes out on the patio, It's way bigger than a normal sliding glass door for some obnoxious reason, and it's heavy. So we have a really big apartment. It's like a house. Everybody, when I see pictures, they think it's a house. It's not. It's an apartment. We had a house, but that's a whole other crazy story that I'll tell maybe someday. But
Live next week.
no, I don't have the energy for that. But it's a big place, and I opened the windows. Because it's on the second floor. We left the sliding glass door open, which I typically wouldn't want to do because I have a lot of nice stuff in there. But like, we're on the second floor. I've got to get this air moving, right? And it wasn't enough. And there was no way we would have been able to shut everything for the night. And on the second floor, you just can't. Like, if we didn't have dogs, I don't know. Maybe I would have just slept with my face by the window, but it's just not an option.
Right.
Because they can pop out those screens like it's nothing.
Oh, and they're strong, so no doubt.
Like, I wasn't going to get any sleep. I would have been up all night worried. And what is he telling me? Hold on. Andy's asking for something. He's asking for some guest PIN number for the TV.
I didn't know it. Ours just came on. I don't know.
The garage is not accessible. There is a loud noise sensor device. Interesting. I have no idea. I don't see a PIN number.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Bless you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing else. Also, so we get here. This is a very nice place, okay? This is, what, 5 bedrooms?
Something like 4.
It's huge.
I haven't even seen the whole house, basically.
It's a big house. We just wanted to get the dogs in, get us in. You know, I mean, it's late. It's 11 o'clock here. It's 10 o'clock when we got here. Just very tired.
6 o'clock when we started trying to find the places.
Teresa knows what was going on. I'll have to fill you in on the other mess later, Teresa, that I had to go through tonight. But she was on the phone with me earlier when I was like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look into this a little further. But this is a big house. It's a nice house. I'll shoot some photos before I leave.
It's one of the nice parts of town too.
Yeah, it's in a really nice area. It's, no complaints. It's beautiful. It's very nice. But we get here.
However, it's so nice.
And there's something on the door, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's like 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's like instructions. As I'm coming up to the walkway, and Lauren's a little bit ahead of me, and I'm coming up and I'm thinking, oh, that's weird. I wouldn't think they would leave instructions outside, make it obvious that this is an Airbnb and there isn't a family that lives here all the time, right? Well, I get up there and Lauren goes, this is a notice to vacate. And I was like, what? She goes, it's a 3-day notice to vacate for non-payment of rent. And I'm like, when did they put it on the door? Because are they going to kick us out tonight? Like, we paid for tonight, you know what I mean? But I guess, when did they put it on?
Yesterday. 5
Yesterday.
PM.
So.
And I happen to know how much their rent costs because it tells you.
Oh, did it tell you?
$3,000.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised.
I'm like.
Yeah. I was like, I guess hopefully they'll take our Airbnb money and that'll be just enough to keep them from getting.
I was like, hey, do you guys want renters?
Evicted. Yeah, for real.
Like, it's a lot of room.
We'll just stay here and we'll pay some of it, Kay.
Right.
We don't like our apartment anyways. No, actually, we live in a very nice place. It's very beautiful. And I made it even more so because I'm extra.
Yes. It's gorgeous.
People are gonna think I'm an egomaniac saying that, but it's the honest truth. Like people come into our apartment and they're like, "Oh my god."
No, my mom said that she should be someone that just places things in museums because she just knows how to put them.
I got some nice stuff and things.
She does.
Andy's texting me. How are my children? He's got Percy in there, and
Doesn't he know we're live from the Airbnb?
They're good. We're live. So yeah, this is not what I thought I'd be doing tonight.
Or this afternoon.
I was trying to explain to the lady in the office. I'm like, he laughed. I said, I don't want to go anywhere, okay? This is not a vacation to me. This is not a fun thing. It's not like, oh yay, I get to go stay somewhere totally different with none of my shit. Like my house, people who have chronic illness will understand what I'm saying here. When I say my shit is set up exactly how I need it and how I want it, and even with the dogs, like everything is set up a very specific way. They have a specific routine. I have a specific routine that I have to keep my body functioning properly as much as it will on any given day. Sometimes it's, gives me the finger, but I'm trying, right? Like everything is set up exactly how I need it for my particular issues, my particular whatever, my comfort, right? So to go somewhere else at the drop of a hat is very unnerving. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I am absolutely doing that. It's funny because the manager of the property is really cool. He and I I've had other things happen, and he's always been very accommodating. So I have no doubt that he will be in this case. But the leasing agents, I'm sorry if anybody out there's a leasing agent. Maybe you're a better one than all of the ones that I've encountered, but they're all such fucking dingbats.
There's only been one leasing agent that I've liked.
They don't know how to do anything. Anything.
And they look at you like a deer in the headlights for everything. Or the one that's down there that clearly does not care. Like she gives off this energy of I do not care. I'm like, you're a perfect leasing agent apparently.
Yeah. No, they're doing it. They're doing it perfectly. If you put them up against every leasing agent I've ever encountered.
They don't care and they don't know what they're doing.
No.
Ever.
They don't care. They don't care to know. But she was like, yeah, I can't do anything, but I wouldn't want to stay there either. And I'm like, what? Cool.
I'm surprised you didn't say, so what time should we time should we show up at your house?
When will we be arriving at your house tonight?
Right. Each leasing agent gets one person and one dog.
Yeah. I will say this is a big old king-size bed. I got 2 corgs fully spluted. My bed's a queen-size bed, so...
No doubt Apollo's still gonna push you off the bed tonight.
He's on top of me all the time. Like, I'd legit be half hanging off the bed. One leg hanging out, my back's all like in a reverse question mark shape.
Like a pretzel sometimes.
I'm like, help me. And I move him throughout the night because I end up getting up to go to the bathroom. So I'll scooch him over, and I'm like, you're a good boy, scooch over. I need a little bit of room because I have pain. Right, so I'll toss and turn, and I just need room, I'm not one of those people that can, like, snuggle down and I'm there for the night. Like, I'm going to annoy the fuck out of you if you sleep next to me because I have to move. I just have to. So, yeah, he's, every time I move a little bit, he moves a little bit closer, until I'm like, I'm off the bed, bro. I'm off the bed. You've snuggled me onto the floor.
And you know what? I bet you if you fell off on the floor, he'd follow you down there.
He probably would.
He's laying on top of you.
I'm not complaining. I love him. He's a lovely boy. Athena, her bed is, and see, we should have brought that. What was I thinking?
You weren't.
Her bed typically is on my bed. So she has a bed on a bed.
It's her bed.
It's her bed. It's her special bed.
I might have to sleep like this tonight.
You might have to.
She's asleep on me right now.
Poor baby.
She's had it.
It's hard because, like I said, all dogs are they're routine-based creatures. They're used to their routine. We've not had Apollo that long, so he's doing really well, but it's like, this is certainly not what we need right now, with him trying to adjust. And corgis in general, Heather can probably vouch for this if your corgi's the same. It seems like they're all, I want to say, kind of autistic, and I don't mean to be rude when I say that in any fashion, but they like things a certain way.
They are hard set in their routine.
They are, and they don't like when it changes, and they will let you know, this ain't it. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I had Percy in the backseat of the car with me, and because 2 other dogs were in the car with us, he was mad.
Yeah.
He was whining at me. I'm like, I can't help it. We're fine.
He's pretty wild still. He's not quite 2. He'll be 2 in
July.
July 9th is his birthday. So the other 2 corgis are older, and they're kind of over it. They don't want him in their business all the time. Literally their business, like up their ass. He's a little bit crazy. So, funny story about that. So when we got Athena, we'll back up a little bit. I got Percy as a puppy from a breeder. And I wanted a corgi. I had wanted a corgi for a long time. I researched the breed. And the reason I wanted a corgi is because they have this side eye that looks very much like Zeus, who was my Pomchi. He was a larger Pomchi. He was like 18 pounds. But he looked kind of like a fox. He was like a red fox. And I love Zeus to pieces, and so I knew he was getting older. There was no health concerns, but I knew he was getting older, and so I wanted to get another dog before he passed, because I was worried I wouldn't be able to bond if I wasn't already, because I'd be heartbroken over Zeus. And I'll tell you a little secret, it doesn't help the heartbreak at all. It's still awful. It's still heart-shattering when, your fur baby passes. But it wasn't even a year later that Zeus passed away, very unexpectedly. And it was natural, but it was unexpected, because he didn't seem to have any issues. And I was very on top of that, doing his blood work every 6 months and all that when he got to a certain age. But I mean, he was 18, and we'd had him for 10 of those years, the last 10 years of his life. So he lived a long life, but he wasn't one of those like Chihuahuas with, most of their teeth missing and their tongue hanging out, and they're all like, totally blind, and like his
eyes were clear. Like there was no cloud to them. He did not look 18.
And he was bouncing around crazy playing like 2 days before. So anyway, we barely got Percy, and then Zeus passed. So when I got Athena, she's a rescue. Hello. How are you? Who are you? Should I recognize you? If I should, I'm sorry. But hello.
Sad.
Yeah.
They came last time, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, when we got Athena's a rescue. She just turned 3 in April. And her previous owners had very little information. They had her AKC paperwork, which they never filled out. They never gave her a microchip. They gave me 1 page. This is, at this point, almost 2.5-year-old dog. They gave me 1 page of vet records. And it was shot records from when her breeder had done her shots. A year after that, she got her second set of shots, whatever. You go 1 year from the first set, and then you have another set that's supposed to be 3 years. That was the 1 page of vet records I got from her. When we got her, she was missing a tooth, one of her front canines. They had no idea how that happened. But, quote unquote, it doesn't seem to be bothering her. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. No idea how that happened. No idea when it happened. She had a bacterial infection on her stomach, and she had full anal glands. So thankfully we had taken her right to the vet, because her shots were due again. So we got all her shots, we got everything taken care of, got her on antibiotics, cleared up the infection, dealt with the anal glands, all that. She has to see a veterinary dentist for her tooth. because when she got spayed, they were going to see if they could remove it. A regular vet, they cannot. So she has to see a veterinary dentist for that, which, anyway, I'm getting off track. We got Athena because I wanted Percy to have a similar sized dog as a playmate, and they have a lot of fun together. She kicks his ass, okay? Because Percy's 23 pounds, she's 17 pounds, she's a tiny, tiny, tiny corgi. And I sort of wonder if their intention, her former owners, was to breed her, but she's just way too small for that, to even think about that. It'd be a risk to her life. So, anyway, she's been spayed. Oh. She's now been spayed because there was no way I was taking any chances with that. But during the time that we had her, she would randomly, like, cry out like she was in pain. And the little episodes wouldn't last very long. But at one point I took her in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m, we took her to the emergency vet. And Lauren was with me. And by the time we got there, she was totally fine. And she's very reactive as well. So she's not easy to examine without sedation. We're working on that. But regardless, typically she's sedated before she goes to the vet. Which didn't happen at 3 a.m. because you need a couple hours for that to take effect, right? So anyway, we get there. And the doctor was nice enough, the vet was nice enough to come out and talk to us for a minute. And because I said, I don't know if she still needs to be examined. She seems fine now. I don't understand. And he kind of looked at her, while I was holding her, and he's like, can you do this with her limbs? And I moved her limbs around a little bit. He's like, I don't think this is an emergency. He said, if you want, you can take her down to get an x-ray in the morning at her regular vet. But he said, I don't see anything that would make me think she needs to be examined right now, tonight. And he's like, if something changes, we're open all night. You can come back. But, I hate to basically charge you into the poorhouse for something that isn't an emergency. And I said, okay. So we went back home. And we ended up taking her in to the regular vet for her x-ray. And she has hip dysplasia. Thankfully, it's not her back. I was very worried about that because corgis can have those issues as well. But anyway, she has hip dysplasia. It's something that we are treating, and she's got physical therapy that she's got to do. She's got supplements that she's on no stairs. She cannot play with like those quick movements that you see dogs when they're playing with each other. She cannot do that. It's an absolute no.
She can't really jump.
She can't jump. She can jump.
She should.
She's not supposed to jump. And we try to prevent her from doing that, but she's a little firecracker. But I've lowered my bed. My bed is on the floor, basically, so that there's no, issues there. But, she can't play with Percy the way that I thought she would be able to. And I really felt like Percy needed a playmate because he's a friendly boy. He's happy. But he's rowdy. He's still young. He's still in his T-Rex phase. So, anyway, so I was like, well, I love this corgi. I'm not going to rehome her because she has hip issues. I have joint issues myself, my hips included. I'm kind of the perfect mom for her because not only do I have the firecracker attitude that she has, but also I understand chronic pain. So, and I'm, I don't have human children. These are my children.
You're a good advocate for her.
These are my kids. And so I feel like, immediately when we got her, she got her health insurance. I do that with all of the dogs. So all of it is covered. She's almost a better health insurance policy than I do the dogs. But anyways, I feel like I'm a good advocate for her. So here we are. But then I'm left with a wild and crazy corgi in his teenage T-Rex phase that has no one to play with. And I was like, well, let me weigh this out. Do we get a third dog? How do we do this? And I waited several months, mostly because we were trying to figure out what was going on with her and make sure that she got spayed and all of that. And it was kind of in the back of my mind. We talked about it for several months, and I was like, I really just feel like we need to get another one. And that'll be Percy's little playmate, and they can grow up together. And I did not want a puppy. Percy is lovely, but puppies are a lot of work. Corgi puppies are a shit ton of work. Any working breed, I could list a bunch of breeds. It's not just corgis by any means, but corgis are a lot. And I knew that going in, but at that time I only had one corgi. Now I've got, at that point, Percy and Athena, and I'm like, okay, I don't want a puppy, even though I think that would be funny and lots of fun. It's just so much work, and I'm so exhausted, right? So I'm like, well, let's rescue another corgi of a similar age. And so I was in contact with a lot of different people, and I talked with Apollo's family his previous family for about a month. And I sort of asked my dearly departed father and the universe for help to find us the right fit,
Yeah, she's been talking to a couple of different
ones,
just trying to gauge, is this going to be the right fit?
Yeah, and it's really funny. So I noticed two things. When you're looking at trying to rescue corgis, almost all of them are in the 1.5 year range of age. And I think it's because that's when they don't calm down all the way until like 2 years. It's not like a typical puppyhood where by a year they're kind of chilled out. Corgis are not that way for whatever reason. Their puppyhood lasts longer, and Percy's in his belligerent teenage phase right now. So I think people are giving up too soon when they're giving them away, or, putting them up for adoption at the 1.5 year mark. And I want to tell all these people, just hang on, you're going to have a great dog if you just wait a little bit. But, and Percy's gotten progressively more calm, but he's definitely not as calm as his older brother, Apollo. And Apollo's not that much older. So he's right at the tail end of his belligerent phase, I suspect. And even if he's crazy forever, he's crazy forever. He's my boy. I don't care. Like, it's not going to change how I feel about him if that isn't true. It's just, that seems to be what other corgi owners say. And it seems to be the experience I've had with the 2 rescues that I now do have that are older. So, anyway, so we got Apollo. And weirdly, Percy's also a little too wild for Apollo. Like, they can play, but he gets done faster. Like, his batteries are smaller. He's ready to, like, chill out way before Percy is. So that didn't quite work how I thought. However, he has been amazing for Athena. Like, we joke that that's her man. That's my man's. They're both tricolor. And that's my lady. They're both tricolor. And they're the cutest together. And he makes Athena look like a puppy because he's got a good 10 pounds on her. But
she's older.
And she's definitely the boss,
And he knows it.
And that's how it should be. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah. She's not mean to him or anything.
No, really they're nice. Very sweet.
She's really calm with him, that in a way that I haven't seen before with her.
It's crazy. And, Andy said to me, my husband said to me the other day, he's like, who would have thought getting a third dog would make everything less stressful? And I'm like, I know, it's crazy. He is so perfect. He's such a perfect fit. He's such a lovely boy. And the funny thing is, I was able to get, because Athena's family had her AKC paperwork still and they had not registered her, I was able to register her under my name. So Percy's paperwork I got from the breeder. His AKC name is Perseus Longbottom, which I picked out. If you've never registered an AKC dog, you have to pick out a specific name because it has to be different from all the other, millions of AKC dogs, right?
Yeah, that's why you'll see a lot of weird names.
Yeah, and typically it'll say like the breeder's name and than the dog's name. A lot of times they'll say that, but I picked Longbottom, and so he's Perseus Longbottom. I got to register Athena as Athena Longbottom, and I got both of their pedigrees, which was really cool. Oftentimes with a rescue dog, you don't get that lucky, right? So I was really happy to have that for Athena. And like, again, she's spayed. I'm not breeding corgis. I don't care about the AKC for that part of it. It's just another part of like my dog that I get to have more information.
Like, you're adopted, so
right.
You were able to get information about yourself, which a lot of adopted kids don't.
Right, because I know my biological mother.
So it's like one of those kind of things.
Yeah, I just every piece, because I don't get to see, like, I have Percy's puppy pictures, Percy's puppy videos. I don't have those for these guys. Well, I didn't. I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I have one puppy picture from Athena because I did actually contact her breeder. Her breeder's from Oklahoma. She's an Oklahomie.
That will never get old.
It will never get old. But her breeder was in Oklahoma, and I got to talk to her on the phone. She's a very lovely woman. I told her how much we love Athena and, how cherished she is, and she was really happy. And she updated her book as to where, she keeps a book of where her puppies are, and so she updated for us to put us in the book. And she said, if you ever need anything, if you ever have any questions, she was the nicest lady ever. Yeah, I was like, thank you so much, which is how a breeder should be, right? So anyway, when we got Apollo, they didn't, he was from a farm. I guess the story is, and I believe the story's true. I don't mean to make it sound like I'm insinuating it's not. I'm not saying that at all. But the story with him is that his original mother was the woman that we got him from, was her daughter. She had gone off to nursing school, and she'd gotten this puppy. She got a little corgi puppy, and her mom was like, I am not taking care of this dog. I am allergic to dog dander, right? And if you know corgis, that's just absurd. They have an absurd amount of hair, of shedding. It's insane. So she's like, look, I'm not taking care of this dog. You're going to be very busy in school. I think this is a bad idea, blah, blah, blah. And of course, her daughter was like, no, I want to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, after about however much time, in a year, whatever, 2 years in nursing school, she decided she really doesn't have time for a dog at all. So he ended up at the farm with her mother, her parents, and I talked to the mother, like I said, for a good while before, because we wanted to make sure, is he good with other dogs? What is his temperament like? We really wanted to be very sure. So I talked to her for a good while, and she's like, he's very sweet. I'd love to keep him, but I just can't, and she's like, I told my daughter. I'm like, yeah, well, he'll have a good home with us. So, but she didn't have any of his paperwork from the breeder. She had a trifold little
booklet or something.
It's like a little booklet that the breeder actually designed, but it didn't have her name on it, weirdly. I would think it would have like her watermark or trademark or something, but it didn't. So I'm like, do you know who his breeder is? And she's like, oh, my daughter has it. I don't remember. If I can get the information from her, I'll get it to you. And I'm like, okay. And I don't really care, again, about AKC versus not AKC, blah, blah, blah. That's not my concern. Because, again, I'm not breeding dogs.
Right.
I just want the information. But it would have been cool to have, like, his pedigree up there and all of that. So, next to his brother and sister. So, we took the little trifold shot record, and we ended up... Does it show how many people are in here? Does it?
7.
Oh. You should say hi.
Hi.
Whoever you are. Not you.
I'm saying hi to them to say hi to us.
Anyway, we didn't have any information except he had an AKC microchip, AKC Reunite, that had never been registered to anyone. So I was able to register it, which was great, because otherwise it's a huge mess, right? I don't understand people getting dogs and not doing the things that you do, but maybe that's just me. Like, all my dogs are microchipped. I'm very on top of making sure everything is in its,
I've delivered to many a country and many a farm We're lucky that this dog was on the property.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, I thought, well, if it's an AKC microchip, then they must know who the breeder is. You know, the breeder would have put the microchip in him initially, and if they let me register it as his first time owner, even though I wasn't, maybe they can tell me who the breeder is, or at least send my information to the breeder and have her contact me. Because I've grabbed enough dogs off the side of the road that are running around with no collar, or they've come up to us or whatever, and I've had them scan for the microchip to know that typically they don't give you the owner's information.
There's been like one.
One time where they did, yeah. But typically they don't do that. They'll have them contact you. So I contacted AKC Reunite and I explained the situation and I said, I would just like to know who the breeder is and more about this dog that I love so much and I just rescued. And they said, oh yeah, no problem. We'll get your information over to her and hopefully she'll contact you. And she did.
That very same day.
That very same day. So I got puppy pictures of Apollo. I got pictures of his parents. I got pictures of him in the, as a tiny, tiny puppy. And I got video that they had filmed of him as a puppy for the previous owners. His name was Colt before, or Coulter or something like that. It's Apollo now, but he thinks it's Baloof because we call him. We started calling him Baloo, like the bear, because he's like a big baby bear, and then we started calling him Baloof. And now he thinks that's his name. So
I realized it when I was home alone with them, trying to get him on the bed, and I was like, Apollo, come here. And then I'm like, Baloof, and he come up, and I was like, oh no.
She's like, I made a mistake. I'm like, uh-oh, we need to start calling him by his proper name instead of his... But, like, that's how it is with my dogs, okay? If you're a dog person, they got... 20, 30, 40 plus nicknames. Zeus knew every one of his nicknames, okay?
Even brand new ones.
Chicka-Chi Wapa.
Chicken and cheese.
There was tons.
Yeah.
Zeus on the loose. Zeusy Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he'll learn that it's Apollo and also Baloof. And whatever else he ends up getting called. Baby Bear. We call him Baby Bear. Because his feet are huge.
I call him Big Bear because...
It's like the size of my palm.
Percy is Baby Bear.
Percy is Baby Bear.
Because he's little.
We thought Percy was big. Percy's within AKC standard for corgis. Mm-hmm. Apollo's just a tad bit bigger. But Apollo is what you typically envision when you see a corgi. Athena's just teeny.
We have a small, medium, and large dog, and I love it.
We have corgis of all sizes.
We really do.
But
I dig it.
I was so happy to be able to talk to his breeder. Again, this is something with rescues. A lot of times you don't know. You don't know anything about where they came from, especially if you rescue from a shelter or sometimes even a breed-specific rescue. You don't get that information. So,
or if you pluck them up off the street.
Yeah.
Then you really don't know.
Then you really don't. But, yeah, he was a farm dog. He was sleeping outside at the farm, which I don't agree with. I think maybe there's some dog breeds that can sleep outside and be fine. I think a corgi's not one of them. They're very, very highly social. He's always like, I'm surprised he's not on top of me right now because he's literally always with his head on me, his head on my foot, his paw on me, something. So.
Usually if you have the laptop out, his head's on.
Oh yeah, his head's on the laptop. Like how cats will lay across your keyboard. He does that with his head.
He puts his head over like, hey, what you doing?
But yeah, he's very social. He'll be draped over Athena. They'll be snuggled up together. It's the cutest thing. Like, he's been a godsend for her and her anxiety. I'm just absolutely floored because when we take Athena out, she typically does not like other dogs. There's one dog, for whatever reason, and one woman at the park that she just has decided are cool. She's cool with them. It's this little mini Aussie named Rosie. I can't remember her mom's name.
Rosie's mom.
It's Rosie's mom. Yeah. The vet was telling us, she's like, I never remember people's names, but I remember the dog's name. So I'll be like, oh, it's Toby and y'all. It's like, you remember the dog, but not the person. But she likes Rosie and her mom. That's it. And she does not she tolerates Percy. But like I said, she likes to kick his ass and she's good at it. and he just don't know what to do. He
looked confused.
He does. He's like, Mom, it's a girl. What do I do? She's kicking my butt. I'm like, it's all right, son.
Is this normal?
That's as it should be. But anyway, oh, is she falling asleep?
Oh, she's been asleep. She's also a lot calmer when we bring her out with him.
She is, yeah, because she's focused on him.
Mm-hmm.
She really loves him, and it's been amazing.
There's been a lot of situations where before Apollo, she would freak out normally, like scream, bark. She's very loud and very vocal.
She's very loud.
And she'll start that way, but he'll just do something with his energy, and she'll just be calm and quiet.
He's so zen.
Mm-hmm.
He's so zen.
I feel like he's been here forever. He's so...
So Athena's birthday is on April 9th. She is an Aries, which is very accurate. She's a fire sign. He is an Aquarius. Mm-hmm. He's on, was it February 8th?
February 8th.
And then Percy's a Cancer. He's July 9th. So they all have very, very distinct personalities. They're all very funny.
One day away from also being the 9th of something.
Yeah.
So
the 9th. Oh, yeah. Aries in the house. It's almost your birthday, twin, Athena.
Almost. Oh, fire.
That was the other thing. When we got her, they had her birth date wrong. And they had her as also a Cancer. And I was like, and I'm real into the astrology stuff. And I was like, I don't know.
They had her shot date as her birthday.
Yeah, they messed up. And when we got the information from when we actually registered her with her AKC paperwork, and we saw that, it was like, oh, that's not her birthday.
And then you're like, what's this sign?
So my ass had to go back to the vet and be like, that birthday's wrong. But yeah, we're like, what sign is this? And they were like, oh, that's accurate.
Very. Then they also got Apollo's wrong. Not as bad.
Apollo would have been Sagittarius.
Yeah. It was either Sagittarius or Scorpio, I don't remember. November.
You know what I think, though? I think they just put at the vet, sometimes they put any old birth date in. Just within reason, you know?
Sometimes the people that go in don't even know. Like, you just got this dog. How do you not know?
Because I never knew Zeus's, and they'll be like, we'll just put it in as today when I take him to, like, some, you know, little urgent care place or whatever. And I'm like, no, let's not. Because I know he's older than...
Today.
Like, he's older than this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they'd be like, oh, we'll do beginning of this year, or we'll do whatever. And I'm like, no.
He's not today years old.
Yeah, he's not.
Like, look at his face. He's not today.
Where you going? I was about to call him Baloof again. Apollo. He says, this is not my house.
He's not used to it.
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife.
This is your beautiful wife right here.
Your beautiful lady.
She's upset about something.
I know, Beans. I know.
Mom or something?
She's going to go on to my computer. You want to sit with me?
She might. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
She wants to snuggle with Mom.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, they probably don't like...
Yeah, you can shut the... It's just because it's unfamiliar, you know?
And the street's right there, so I'm just going to close the blinds. They probably don't like that. We have our blinds blocked.
Someone's got a tiny penis out there. I can hear it.
I was like...
Sorry about your dick, bro.
Someone's got a tiny penis. I'm like... I'm like, how did you see that?
Are you insinuating that you're the one?
Well, you said it, and I was like...
What? They can't see you when you put your hands in front of yourself. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know their life. Oh,
No.
Apollo.
I know.
He's
Everybody's...
He's like, well, this was fun. Can we go home now?
Yeah. He's like, cool, bro. I want to go home to my bed. I know. Oh, kissy face. I love you too, Beans.
Athena likes to
We
snuggle.
call her Athena Bean,
She
which
knows.
turned into Beana, which turned into Beans.
Bean-a-ween.
Sometimes it's Bean-a-ween. You know, again with the nicknames. But she knows all of them.
She also knows the one when she's spicy, she gets called Mina.
Yep. Athena Mina. Or, when she's in trouble, I call her Athena Marie. Just because I need a middle name.
That was
She
Dakota's
knows.
middle name, too.
Was it really?
Yeah, Laura called her Dakota Marie. I'm like, Why is everyone calling my dog? Oh, and for some reason I started calling her Belina. I think there's Beans.
Oh, Beans, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it on there.
I know, I can't see it in StreamYard. I can see it on your phone.
StreamYard is weird.
The Beans. Apollo's looking at me like, I think you took a wrong turn or something.
Like, I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Did we break into someone's house, Mom? It smells like other people.
Yeah, he's not used to it being a...
Oh, baby.
Yeah, we don't have this much space.
No, I wish we did.
Like I said, I haven't even walked around the whole house. I've been on...
Oh, I did. You know, I had to do the check for a serial killer. I can't even talk. Walk through.
Oh, I know. I would like to have seen the house.
Under beds, in closets.
I have walked in the door, sat on the couch, and walked upstairs into the one room. I have not seen the kitchen.
They actually had a baby gate up. We put it up.
I've seen they had a baby gate. I saw they had some mobility things in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Too bad you guys can't pay your rent.
Dang.
All the baby gates in the world.
Shade.
The baby gates in the world ain't gonna help you.
Yeah.
Like, would you guys like to knock that down by $500 and then we can stay here?
No, they can't be knocking nothing down. They can't pay it as it is.
Well, if we give them money,
we'd have to give them. Typically, people rent it for more than they owe, more than their monthly payment, or it's not worth it.
Well,
I don't know.
I was gonna say you wouldn't have to worry about having to host guests or nothing ever again.
Well,
we're good tenants.
They should make more money that way, but
I
don't know.
I don't know. I was gonna say, because at least if you rent out the place to tenants, you have a hopefully guaranteed amount coming in. Whereas if you're hosting on something like this,
yeah,
you don't know what months you're gonna get something.
That just rounded out my night, though. Seeing that on the door, I'm like, are we still in the 3 days? Because if we are, I'm going in.
That's what I said. I was like, we're good though because they posted it yesterday.
Dang, we got it in here in the nick of time.
Right.
And we'll be out of here in the morning in the nick of time.
Oh my, do you even know that? I mean, you should know you didn't pay it.
I know, I feel like part of me feels like I should tell them, but then part of me feels like they probably know. I don't know.
But then you're going to let us walk up to them?
I would be embarrassed.
Apparently they got no shame because they didn't even cut the yard either. I'm feeling some kind of way.
It's such a nice place, though. Like, it's nicely decorated. It's fully furnished. It's
not
a beautiful house.
It has so many TVs. I did see that when I was coming in. They had a room when you first came in to the right. They had a couch in it. It looked like a pull-out sofa.
That's the office, I think.
Yeah, it had a TV in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then there was a bigger TV in the living room. And then I come up here.
They got a nice dining room. They got...
Haven't seen that.
You didn't see it as you're coming in? It's to the left when you walk in the door.
Oh, I didn't. It was too dark over there. I had an Apollo, and he's kind of hefty.
Rude, he says.
Look, 30 pounds damn near is a lot different than 17 pounds.
I know. You're used to holding Athena.
Yeah, when I go from big to little, I'm like, just like I'm holding nothing.
So that was our night. This is our night.
Good, I'm just, even though I don't get dinner tonight, I'm at least happy that I can breathe.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them, which is...
Yeah, it wasn't fun waking up with a headache. And
all I care about.
I had, like, difficulty breathing, kind of. Like, it was making my nasal cavities pretty strained.
Yeah, those are all not good things.
Yeah, and it's like... So, you know the fact that your people are wearing a... Oh, yours does show it.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, they wear a ventilator when they do that.
But, you know, how could it possibly make other people feel sick?
Mask or whatever. What are they called? Those masks.
I think they're ventilator masks or something.
They look like the dudes from, Stranger Things.
Yes.
So if you gotta have that kind of get up on your face, I feel like it's not safe for me to be breathing in.
If you gotta go to the upside down to refinish the bathtub, maybe you should not. But, like, a little bit of warning would have been nice so that I could have had time to find somewhere without panicking and maybe remember to bring the dog's bed.
Yeah.
But, like, you didn't even want to be in there as long as possible because it was just
Yeah, even when I was packing stuff and, everything was open, I was like, I don't even want to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
I just got rid of my headache after being out of there for several hours.
Yeah, you didn't go back up there until like 8 or 9, so like 2 or 3 hours we were downstairs.
It was fun.
I'm just happy that we found some place to land.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "You guys can come stay in your old room." I'm like, "In Georgia?"
Yeah, 12 hours away.
Right. I said, "Mom, by the time I appreciate it." She goes, "We got a couch in the living room and the kitchen. Everyone can have somewhere to sleep."
Oh my god.
That's
too long of a drive.
I know. She would have
if it was half that, I would have considered it.
Right. Well, because it spent that long trying to find this place.
But oh my god.
No, my mom. At least I know that if we ever need to in Georgia, we have somewhere to go.
Yeah. If only she was a tad closer.
Just a tad. A lot.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 hours away would have been fine, except I don't know what we would have done about it.
I need to make more friends with spare bedrooms, I guess. I don't know.
I need to make more friends with spare. I'm like, you already have
You are the spare.
I was like, you don't need any more spares.
She's the spare human for the
Mm-hmm.
dogs. The sparent.
The spare sometimes.
Sometimes the spariff when she has to correct them, their behavior, which usually consists of leave it.
Leave it. Get over here. No.
And then Percy give you a look over his shoulder like, I'm going to get the next one.
He kicks at me when he don't like something.
He's so funny.
He kicks.
But yeah.
That was not even the full crazy night. It's just we're so tired.
I probably won't be able to sleep because I'll be like on high alert, in a different place. But
Man, you and the dogs.
well, it's because of the dogs.
I know. And then we're just nervous about what is it going to smell like tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about asking them if they had like an empty apartment that didn't have a recently resurfaced bathroom that we could stay in. But then I'm like, there's no beds. There's going to be nothing in there. And it's not like I can, move in for the night. I mean...
Right, it's not like I can move my bed over there.
I suppose I could sleep on the floor if I was desperate. I could bring blankets, but my body's just like...
We have one
too old for that
air
shit.
mattress that is twin-sized.
Yeah, and I don't like that thing. That thing's like a bounce house.
It is a bounce house. You know how I know it's a bounce house?
She was laying on it. It was Christmas or something. We had people over, and it was in the middle of the like parlor area.
I give up my room. Down. I give my room for my friends.
Yeah, I think Ems took it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I sat down on that thing and I did not expect it. She like lifted off of it a little bit. I was like, dang, this thing is spring loaded.
She forgot that it was an air mattress for a minute.
Zeus loved that thing though.
Yeah, he thought it was his bed.
Yeah, he liked to jump on that.
Yes, he did. He loved that thing. He got mad when I would put it away, so I had to do it when he wasn't looking.
He's a funny dog.
I had to let it deflate without him hearing it, so
yeah,
very slowly.
But he would bark at it too.
Yeah, he would.
He didn't like the deflating noise.
I mean, I don't like the deflating noise.
Every bed was his bed.
Yeah.
Every blanket was his blanket.
Especially new ones.
Mm-hmm.
And every apple was his apple, apparently.
Oh yeah, anything you had in your mouth, he wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really give him people food.
No.
I paid the cheese tax.
Cheese and french fries from his,
Only from his nanny.
Yeah.
Only from Ems.
I wasn't allowed to give him any.
I can't have the french fries and the fast food because of my issues, so.
You can have them from the baking sheet you can have the grocery store ones, but
right.
They're not the same.
Apollo's asleep in front of the door. I think he's guarding.
He is. I'm gonna hurt your stuff.
You're harding?
I am harding.
As myself?
It's me.
Oh.
How can I hurt as you? It's me.
Aw. He's guarding the door.
I'm just glad I don't have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that would have been fun.
That would have not been fun.
No. I already have to get up at 4 a.m. from where I live at.
Yeah. She gets up super early. To deliver smiles to Amazon customers.
Hopefully. Depending on where you live.
I heard from another YouTuber, if you get a dog bite on your Amazon route, you can sue him for many thousands of dollars.
Unfortunately, I have not. I've only come across one dog that wanted to eat my face, and I did not get bit by that dog because I was not getting out of the car. Dang. I flung that package into their yard.
You just yeeted it into the...
I texted them. This was back when I did Flex.
Yeah, Flex drivers can do a lot more than you can.
And then I'm like, I texted the customer, there is a dog out here. It tried to attack my car. Your package is somewhere in your yard.
I threw that bitch. I don't even know where it is.
I took a picture of the angry dog as my proof of delivery.
I'm not risking my life for $20 an hour.
I did not. That wasn't even 20 then. It was, and I did not get in trouble for that one.
That's funny.
Because I even told support, I'm like, there is a mad dog here. This is before they had there's this little function now where it says you can report a dog on the property. Which I do because many a time I get spooked at 5 in the morning, like at the door. And I'm like, Amazon, I sneak back out of there.
I mean, we know that as a multi-dog household, you can't be knocking on no doors or making no noise.
You can't be farting outside.
They hear everything.
You can't put a package down. And I'm just like eyeballing the house that says dog on the vicinity. I'm like, don't you bark at me. Don't you wake up your mom. She's gonna be mad at you.
Even just Zeus, he was pretty.
Oh my god, he was
on
so
high alert.
sensitive.
He wasn't like yappy, but he was. You definitely knew if something was going on. Yeah.
He was very much an alert. My mother is sleeping. We're like, not
be quiet. Yeah.
We're like, we were.
Thanks, bro.
I think maybe when we're not live, I'm going to try to move those curtains because I don't know how loud it'll be.
I don't think in front of the window.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
They're fine. We got blinds.
It's the front of the house. I'm not used to this.
Lauren's getting scared.
I am.
Don't worry, I'm the scariest thing there is.
I still want to try.
No, just leave them. The dogs are settled. Why would you do that?
Because.
No. The curtains are fine. No one can see in the window.
I mean, I guess I'm back on the second floor.
Yeah, it's on the second floor. What are you worried about?
It's the street. I'm used to it being a parking lot.
Anyway, I'm tired.
I mean, I'm rambling about nothing, so you know I'm tired.
What else was I going to talk about? I can't even remember. I had wanted to go live, and I got a horrible diverticulitis attack. Horribly painful. So, thank God I'm not going through that tonight, because I don't know what I would do.
Oh my god.
Because, yeah, it gets really bad. The pain gets really, really bad. And I'm glad I'm past it, because, oof.
You likened it to being bit by a shark. Like you're in Jaws.
Yeah. It's like Quint in Jaws when he's halfway in the shark's mouth. I got a high pain tolerance, man. Lauren can vouch for me. I'd be breaking bones and walking on them for weeks. I don't even know.
Favorite. We go to the doctor for this, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be walking on it." I have now started laughing out loud, and I'm like, "Okay, give her an X-ray."
Yeah, let's see what it looks like.
I'm like, I need to start being like, "How much of your salary do you want to bet?"
Yeah.
I bet you're wrong.
I have a pretty high pain tolerance, so if I say it's bad, it's bad.
She just has to say something hurts, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it.
I typically don't complain too much because it's not any fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to hear all that bullshit.
Well, so you don't want to hear all that bullshit.
And I'm trying to hit the ignore button on my health issues, so I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, she does until it's too late sometimes, and then she's like, I don't know why I feel like I need to go to the hospital. I'm like, oh, how much have you been ignoring today?
Yeah, if I say the word hospital, you know it's some shit.
If she says hospital, I'm putting my shoes on. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
It was really bad. I had to actually ask for some help, which I typically don't do. But I got some new medicine that's supposed to help, and I'm just glad that it was over by tonight, because I can't even imagine.
Oh, no. That would have been... that would have been something. However, you might have gotten so mad that it made it stop. Cause
I don't know.
I don't know. You have a weird thing where you could be on the brink of hospital, and if something pisses you off or spikes your adrenaline, it's just everything is gone.
Oh yeah, my adrenaline works real well.
Until the adrenaline wears down, and then you're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen too. A lot.
Yeah. I'm just very thankful that wasn't going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna move in.
No, we're not.
It'll be a big foreclosure in like 2 days.
No, you don't want to mess with that.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he might come in and mess up the place.
No, not even that.
Oh?
No, you don't want to mess with foreclosure.
Oh,
That's a big, huge...
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I know HUD homes are things you don't want to mess with.
We will never see this place again after tomorrow.
I mean...
And that's okay. Because I prefer my house where everything is exactly how I like it.
I'd be okay here if we set everything up.
Well, yeah, but...
I don't think I could ever do a second story just because, especially from Athena with her hip problems.
Because we'd have to carry her all the time.
And she'd hate it.
And she's a little shadow, you know, she wants to go everywhere with you. I don't know. Corgi's got them short little legs.
I know. But she got that bounce.
No, I don't. I like 2-story homes because that's what I grew up in, but with these guys, no.
You know, I'm okay.
If something don't vibe with my dogs, it don't matter how much I like it.
Right.
It's out.
Unless I get one of them houses I've seen when we're watching and it has an elevator, I don't want it.
They'd probably learn how to work it too.
I'd stick them in the elevator, like, I'll meet you downstairs. They'd be like, boof.
Those stairs are steep too in this house. Like,
oh, I felt that.
That'd be hurting me after a minute.
Oh no, you know why I don't want I don't want a second story house. You know how much I forget things right when I need them and
I know
on the wrong level?
God damn.
I know. It's already enough when I don't want to think about maneuvering, like bringing a snack or something or soup.
Constantly having to go back down in the kitchen.
Yes.
Because you forgot something.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to stay right down here. I'm going to sleep in the kitchen. I mean, maybe I'll make it to the couch. You haven't even sat on the couch yet. It was comfy.
No, I haven't.
Me and Apollo did.
I've sat on the toilet and this bed. That's what I've sat
on the toilet. There's saloon doors.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
It's got so in Texas, I don't know, this is a thing down here. It's not so much in the frozen north where I come from, in Oregon, in Portland, but the water closet where the toilet's in a separate room than the rest of the bathroom, it's like a big thing down here. So
only in the main bedrooms.
Is it?
Yeah. Guest bathrooms, like ours doesn't have a water closet thing in the over there, I think, in the hallway. And obviously in apartments you don't have the room for that.
No, sometimes they have it.
Sometimes.
I think it's a southern thing because I never really saw it till I came down here.
Because it's impolite for someone to see you poop. I guess. Yeah, because my parents' house in their bedroom, the bathroom attached, that one has its own separate little door.
Here's the thing, though.
The
bathroom itself has a door.
Not theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the way that their
I can't hang with that.
It's like an archway. They put up a curtain, though.
No, curtain don't do shit.
No. And the bathroom, like the toilet itself, has a door with a lock on it, but there's no door to get into the bathroom.
That's weird.
It's just open. It was better than the first house that we moved in with my stepdad in, is because it was closed, but for some reason the builder of this particular style, you see how there's a top over the door?
Yeah, it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that gonna block anything? Because you get all the shower steam, all the everything.
All the sense sounds and all the ambiance of the bathroom.
Yeah, basically. Well, shoot. And I'm thinking, in my grandma's house, the old house we used to have, the way her bathroom was, it's so dumb. You walk in and it was just there's the sinks, and then another door was where the toilet and the bathtub was. Yeah. I guess it must be a southern thing. It
is. It is a southern thing. It's very bizarre. Where I come from, the bathroom has a bathroom door, and you shut that door, and whatever you got to do in there happens behind that door. No one has to be the wiser.
And no one's gonna come in, and if they got a shower, oh well.
You got to wait or go in the other bathroom.
If you're lucky to have more than one.
I'm a big fan of multiple bathrooms.
Me too.
In a house.
At least two. At least
one
and a half
two.
bath.
Yeah, at least multiple toilets.
Mm-hmm. Even if we gotta build you an outhouse outside.
No, I'm not going outside. Those tiny houses. Every time I be watching those tiny house things on HGTV.
Oh yeah, we live on that.
And because I have so many problems, like with my digestive system and whatever, I'd be like, okay, but where do you go to the bathroom? Like, I don't need to see the kitchen. I don't give a fuck. I need to see where you go to the bathroom. Is it comfortable? Because sometimes, I have some kind of flare up. I'm in there for a minute.
Yep.
And they be having outhouses and shit. And it's snowing. And I'm like, you really going to traipse through the snow?
My favorite was when...
Even to take a piss in the middle of the night. I'm not doing that.
I think it was like a trailer or some RV thing. And I was surprised when they pulled a toilet out from underneath the kitchen sink or something.
Oh, yeah, those little, like...
I was like, where in the world did this come from? And why are you pooping in the kitchen?
You're like, first of all, ew. Also, how? Why?
Right. My grandpa, he grew up on a farm in Kentucky, and they built an outhouse at my dad's house while his house was getting rebuilt because it burnt down, so they were living out of a trailer. My dad was. My grandpa loved that outhouse because he was from the farm, and he used to go in there just to have some peace and quiet.
Oh my god.
Because at the time, my sister was really, really little.
That's his reading time.
It was his reading time. He loved his Dean Koontz and Stephen King books.
I mean, I can't say I blame him.
He loved that outhouse, and I'm like, I used it once, and I went, why do you like this? I went in there to try to experience, like, what does Grandpa like? I'm like, Grandpa, you're weird.
You're like, it's not for me. Sorry.
Like, Grandpa, you are rugged, and he wasn't really that rugged. But I'm like, Grandpa, you're a rugged man from the farm. Can't handle this.
Not me.
I am but a city slicker, and I'm okay with that.
I like a nice private bathroom that I don't have to worry about nobody else bothering me.
Or being like, I need to use the sink.
Yeah, I need to brush my teeth. No, you don't.
I need to dry my hair. Go run outside.
I'm one of those people, too, where if I'm not doing well, if I'm feeling sick, I don't want anyone anywhere near me. I don't want anyone in a 3-block radius. Just stay the fuck away from me.
I'm barely allowed to stay in the same house.
Yeah, I don't, like...
That is a joke.
My bedroom has a private bathroom, ensuite. That's my bathroom. I don't like nobody in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's another bathroom in the house. I don't like nobody in there.
She hardly ever feels to that point anymore, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think last night or the night before, it was the night before, that was like the first night in a long time.
Yeah.
Where you said,
it's much better than it used to be, but oh my god. I used to have a lot more issues. I've figured out like what triggers a lot of things, and certainly like changing my diet and stuff, but I used to have a lot of problems, and
yeah, it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was the first time, and I think I want to say like over 6 months.
The other night was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my entire fucking life.
And that says
I almost passed out.
And that says
like my vision started to go, and I was like, oh hell no, I'm not passing out on the fucking John. Like I was I'm a stubborn motherfucker. I was so determined. I was like, absolutely fucking not.
She also cracks me up because her body will be clearly trying to do one thing, and she'll get mad, and she'll be like, we're not doing that, and she change.
Yeah, that comes from being sick for so long. I've figured out how to like control things a little bit. But
it was just...
I'm a stubborn motherfucker, man.
See, I didn't know that had happened.
I told you that. I almost passed out.
Well, no, you told someone on the phone, and then I heard you.
Oh, well, you heard it.
Yeah, but at the time, I didn't know it had happened.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because when you're in that much pain, you can't verbalize things very well. But, yeah, I've had, like, multiple surgeries.
Kidney stones.
On my abdominal cavity. Kidney stones. Endometriosis. Any number of problems, okay?
And you've had probably other gallbladder, that's me. You've probably had other diverticulitis attacks that you thought were kidney stones.
Yeah.
So the fact that that was the worst pain, and you've had quite a lot of stuff
That
happen.
was the worst pain I've ever experienced.
And most people say that kidney stones are the worst pain you've ever experienced.
Well, people who have the diverticulitis attacks will tell you, women will tell you it's worse than childbirth. And a lot of times men will end up in the hospital.
I mean,
when they're vomiting and they're from the pain. It's bad. Like, it's really bad, but typically I can handle it. This time, though, woo!
It got you.
That was the worst pain ever. Ever in my life. I've broken bones. I mean, not like...
She's broken her back.
I've fractured my spine.
She's had...
When I was 12.
Again, she's had a lot of kidney stones.
I've had a lot of everything. And ruptured discs, herniated discs, whatever. I've had a lot of things, and this was the worst. The worst of the worst.
That's a lot, because you've had a lot. You've broken your feet and had less problems.
Oh yeah, I walked on a broken ankle for 6 weeks because they missed it on the X-ray, and I'm like, should it still hurt this bad? I feel like something's wrong. They're like, oh shit, you shouldn't have been doing that.
They're like, oh, you're walking on it, you should be fine.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what they always tell me.
And I'm just like, no.
You're like, not this one though.
You're like, no.
It's funny because I was telling her that before she moved here and saw my everyday life, and now she actually has seen it happen multiple times, where I'm like, this has been hurting for a couple of weeks now, and it's not letting up. I'd like to get an X-ray, and they're like, oh no, if you're walking on it, it's not broken. I'm like, yeah, I know what you think, but like, just take a look at it. Just take a look-see, and Lauren's over there just laughing.
They look at me funny. I said, do you realize how much stuff she's broken?
They don't.
Should it be? I think I told them about your 2-year, like, when you broke your collarbone at 2. I said she broke her collarbone at 2 and was still able to lift up her arm.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, don't base anything normal from anybody else. Don't use that logic on this one.
Well, because I think they expect you to be, like, crying and carrying on, and I don't do that.
She's not dramatic.
I don't do that because I don't see the point, frankly.
You only
in crying.
Mostly you go to.
I don't cry from pain. I get angry, and that helps me like power through it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But no, I've seen her walk on 2 broken feet.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Feet.
It is. What time is it? It is night time.
It's night time.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow.
So yes, feet. I've seen you walk on broken feet.
I'll give you that one.
They're like. I think the first time it happened, it took forever, and I think I was exhausted that day, so I went and took a nap in the car while they took their dang time.
Because it was urgent care, so it took forever.
And then you called me, you're like, so guess what? I said, your foot's broken, ain't it? And you're like,
I said, come in here, they're giving me a boot.
Well, not just that, but I'm like, I'm going to go tell them I told them so.
Yeah, she was like, ooh, can I tell him? Can I tell him?
Who's going to tell him personally?
He's barking.
He's mad. He probably...
He's probably playing with Dad.
Yeah, Dad's probably picked up his phone. See, that's his... See, he does know he does know the service of don't touch your phone. Granted, he's been doing that.
He wants attention.
We don't got
he doesn't want Andy to ever pick up his iPad or his phone or any of us really.
I can only pick up my phone to make a call, because then he'll hear Mom's voice and be like, okay, it's Mom. But if I pick up a phone and try to text or anything, poof.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, actually.
He's an attention whore.
Because I've tried to...
He's really pissed. He's mad. They're just, they're out of their element. I mean, Athena's asleep, which is good, but Paula's asleep by the door. I really think he's, guarding.
He is probably guarding. Athena's sleeping because she's in the middle of us.
I should probably see if I can actually sleep.
Your phone lit up.
My phone lit up?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know if it's for anything important.
Alright. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everybody had a good night. A good morning now, I suppose. But, hopefully we'll be back home tomorrow with a normal smelling apartment that's not going to make anybody sick. Because this was an adventure that I could have done without it, really. I didn't need to stay in a stranger's house with the weird eviction notice on the door.
Right. That was a little bit awkward.
That is a little awkward. It's a little unnerving. Like, are they going to take the house back while I'm renting it from you for the night?
You know, I'm glad they don't just come in and, like, put a lasso around the house and pull it away.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a good evening and a good day tomorrow, today. I guess it's today where we're at. Whatever it is, I hope it's good for you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.